Today.
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining me. I just want to introduce our guest today. This is Dabs. She is a trichologist, a licensed trichologist in Houston, Texas, and she caters to African American hair, natural hair, and what other types of hair do you cater
I
to?
actually do all types of hair. As long as you're dealing with hair loss or scalp issues, then I can take care of you.
That's perfect. Because a lot of
Mhm.
women do struggle with alopecia. And that's
Mhm.
something I've really come to realize that in the Black community, that's not what we don't really focus on that. Even though majority of women in the Black community have PCOS, which alopecia is a side effect of, we don't have notable um, solutions to these problems. Like me, I
Mhm.
suffer from thinning edges. So if I'm stressed, anything, my edges are gone. But I noticed that if I continue to like massage my scalp and things of that nature, like my hair will start to grow again. But then I
Mhm.
forget. It's just forming that routine. So as a licensed trichologist, what would you suggest um, will be the most effective form of hair restoration?
So there's not one size fits all
Mm,
because everybody's unique. Everyone's makeup is unique. Everyone's genetic composition is unique. So most times we really personalize whatever solutions that we're giving our clients. So it will speak to your diet, your lifestyle, your everyday products, all those things are what we consider when we're now coming up with a plan for you.
okay.
So yeah, there are a lot of hair restorative solutions out there. It's just you need to know the specific one for your condition.
Okay. Okay. That's definitely it's you basically what would be the steps? Now let's say I have thinning hair and I've struggled with it for a long time. What would be the first thing I do if I come to you?
A consultation and a
A
scalp
consultation.
analysis. Yes.
Mm,
So I literally just did one with the client today with thinning edges. And basically, she has been having this yo-yo effect where she has edges today, she is gone. It's gone next month. So,
sound like
so
me.
we're working on making it consistent. Yeah,
Okay.
some consultation.
Nice. And what part of the Houston area do you cater to?
All of Houston. I have clients coming from Louisiana.
Wow.
I've had people come from Dallas. I've had people come from different parts of the US. So I also do virtual consultations as well. So if you can't make it to Houston, you can always, virtually connect with me and I can help in that regard. But of course, hands-on in-person consultation is always the best, solution. But
Okay.
all
That's
parts of
fair.
Houston. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm about to be in Houston and
Okay.
I need a little touch up here and there.
Is that a weave right now? What's that on your
These are
hair?
clip-ins. So I just
Oh.
yesterday I had a trim
Mhm.
and I had a press, and then they just put in
Okay.
clip-ins with
Oh,
that.
nice. Looks very
So
natural, like it's
it
your
looks
hair.
very natural, which is what people think is my hair, but it's not.
Oh, very
Even my
nice.
mom was like, "When did your hair grow so long?" I was like, "Really, mom? I am your daughter." I did not know. But yeah, I have a few questions that I wanted to follow up with you about. And today, our topic for our podcast is greatness is your first gear. I was
Mm,
listening to a sermon. I
mhm.
follow this church online, and this church has been so instrumental to my life. They have transformed me this year, this 2022.
What's the name of the church?
So, hey, how do I
Oh,
forget the name of the church?
oh, the name of the church that has transformed your life is.
But it's Potter House, LA. Sarah
Oh,
Jake Roberts. She is the
okay.
pastor, and Ture Roberts. They are the founders of the
She,
church, and they're
yeah,
very instrumental.
T.D.
I
Jake's
love watching
daughter.
them on YouTube. Yeah, TD Jake's daughter. Very, very powerful stuff. I love it. But
Okay.
this sermon in particular that I listened to
Mhm.
really gave me insight to being an entrepreneur. He made
Okay.
mention of the fact that greatness is not your first gear, and we are always, as entrepreneurs, as Christian entrepreneurs, we are always striving for better. Grace is our calling. And when people
Mm.
see us, they wonder, why does this thing come so easily for her? Why does it come so easily for him? They never know that it is the grace of God that is actually keeping us and pushing us to the next level. So I have some icebreaker questions for you. I
Okay.
think you're a very successful and accomplished
Wow.
person at what you do. What are some
Thank you.
habits that you think have helped you achieve all of this?
Okay. Thanks for the compliment.
You're
Okay, as you
welcome,
sip
dear.
your red wine. You didn't even
Hey.
offer me red wine.
Sorry. No
I'm
vex.
drinking almond milk. She's
Woo,
drinking red
cheers.
wine. Cheers. But thanks for the compliment. What are the things? So the habits I've formed. So growing up, I struggled as a kid to some extent with finding myself, finding confidence, finding success, even with some like schoolwork, math. I was one of those people that struggled and eventually found my footing. And I think growing up dealing with struggles really early kind of makes you tough to where failing is not something you're afraid of.
Mm,
And in my mind, I always say, what's the worst thing that can happen?
right.
Anytime I am like challenged or I'm dealing with a situation or I have this goal I want to achieve, I always just look at all possibilities. If you say you have to go and speak to the queen, oh, she's late. I'm sorry. The
Oh,
king of
may her soul
kings,
rest in peace.
RIP. Oh,
R.I.P.
but anyway, if you say you need to go to the speak to the king right now because this will happen and that will happen for your business, I will do it because in my mind I feel like there's nothing that is too impossible. And if you have that mindset where you're not afraid to fail, because even when the things are so impossible or so unattainable, are in front of you, in your mind you're feeling like I can reach out, and if I don't touch it, at least I reached out. So
Mm,
I developed that from just failing and starting again and getting getting closer and starting
mm,
again and getting closer. And that's in every aspect of my life, like, but especially I've used it for my business to where I'm not afraid and I just make decisions, and just the way God works, they always just align. So
that's
that's
good.
that's yeah, that's it.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
definitely attest to that. That starting over phase, sometimes
Mm.
your business goes through a transition
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, what just happened? I have no
Mm-hmm.
idea what happened. I have no idea what's happening. But I do know that I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna drop the ball.
Mm.
You keep pushing. I
Mm-hmm.
like that answer. Very, very
Thank you.
profound. I
Mm-hmm.
know a person's childhood affects a major part of how they turn out in life. And you just
Mm.
kind of gave us a little bit of insight to that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind sharing with us your childhood, what growing up was like?
Mm. So with my childhood was very colorful. My mom is very animated. She's a drama. I call her a drama queen. My dad, my dad was the very straight person in the family, so he didn't want to mess around with daddy. But at the
Mm,
same time, he was very protective of his kids and just always challenged us to do better, to do better, to do better. So being the firstborn of my family, the
oh, you're the
responsibility
first.
first, the responsibility
Hey,
was massive,
right.
massive. And he was like, I can't fail. I have three other people looking at me, looking up to me. And so growing up, I just always was kind of that kind of straight jacket, firstborn, boring child. I remember one time my mom went to school to pick me and my sister up. When she got there, she found out that they weren't going to release my sister. My sister is immediately younger than me, 1 year younger than me. So they were only going to release me because my sister had like exams and stuff like that. My mom literally shouted in front of everybody, "This holiday is going to be so boring." And everybody laughed at me so bad. They were like, "Damn, so you're so," they didn't even call me Dabs then. Daboju, so you're so boring. Like your mom is lamenting. I felt so bad, but she was honestly joking, but it was just one of those things where I've just been like super straight laced.
Right.
And so I always put all these goals and targets in my head to achieve because I always feel like people are watching. And I don't know
Right.
if it's been a good thing, it's been a bad thing because sometimes too much pressure is not good. But I think for the most part it's been a good thing more than a bad thing because it's really made me achieve my goals in life by the grace of God. So yeah.
Okay. Does that make you feel like you have a certain expectation that you have to live up to?
Yeah, it
Boy.
does, and I don't think it will ever go away. And I've even passed it on to my firstborn to where he's like the straight laced one,
Mm,
the right things, and the other two are
that's my brother.
oh,
That's my
he's how
brother.
many years older than you?
He is, so I'm gonna be 30 and he is 7 years older than me.
What?
I know.
Okay.
I was like, what
Wow.
are people doing?
Anyways, I'm 8 years older than my baby sister, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. So
What's up
yeah,
with that?
I know. They just take a break and
They
almost like
come
what
back.
I might end up doing to my kids because I really want like another sister for my daughter, but she's six
Yeah.
years old, and I'm like,
Just do it. Just do it. See.
I'm now lazy, so I'm like, maybe she'll be okay with cousins. But yeah. Mhm.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I have
It's
one
my
last
pleasure.
question to break the ice. Even though we've
Mhm.
broken it, we shattered the ice already.
As
So let's
in,
keep going. There's so many ongoing topics in the media of how a lot of women have become depressed due to a lot of stress in the workplace. Do you agree with this thought? And do you think women want to work less and take care of their families more?
I really think it depends on the woman. I would be bored in the house, okay? I'm not that woman. I'm not the stay at home and work. And there's really nothing wrong with that. It's just, it really depends on upbringing. And I've always said it, upbringing matters. What you see kind of as you're growing up kind of shapes how you view things, how you view life. So a lot of women, especially from like after older than our generation, grew up seeing like mom at home,
Mm,
mom really taking care of the kids. To be honest, my mom only started working when we went to secondary school. She was at
mm,
home, really there for us and everything. But my kids have never seen me stay at home from the time they were born.
mm.
So anyways, to get back to that point, when you see that growing up, you kind of feel like that is the role to play. But then reality sets in our generation where things are just so difficult and just
Ugh,
sitting down at home and watching your hobby
ugh.
work and work and work when you went to school. Like,
Yeah.
let me tell you what made me run to get a job when I got married. Me and my husband met in law school, went to law school, did everything, masters together. We get married. He goes to work. I'm at home that first year, and he comes back from work one day. He was working in a law firm, and he looks at me and he's like, "What did you even do all day?"
Hey, Miss Gates,
I
Miss
said, "What
Gates.
did I do?" I said, "Me and you went to law school, and you're now acting brand new." That next day, I went to look
That,
for a job. I went to apply. I was like, no way. I called my mom. I said, "Do you know what this man just said to me?"
I no go fit
So,
take your insult.
right. So, but when we speak of like the depressed aspect of things, is now women are now almost like overburdening themselves to where it's like, I don't need
Yeah.
a man. I'm now in charge. And we weren't honestly built for that capacity. So feminists might say, no, we're equal. No, we're not. I don't believe men and women are equal. I believe men have, more, they are built to bear more stress and more,
Yeah.
outward.
We have hips, not shoulders. They have the
Okay.
shoulders. We have the hips.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. Exactly. So because women are now trying to have shoulders and hips and legs and arms,
You're not
it's
trying to do
like
that.
that you break down. You can't do everything like that. You break down, and that's what's happening now with women. So I just try and pace myself with my own, because I tend to be like that. Just go, 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 go.
Right.
I know when to slow it down.
Okay, that's fair. So it's like a balance for you. For me,
Definitely.
I know even though I'm educated and I thank God, but I wouldn't mind being in the house
Really?
and working from home because
Okay,
you do.
working from home, but you have a job.
I will have a job. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, for sure. I will have a job, but I want to be with the kids when they
Mm-hmm.
do come.
But trust me, girl, I hope you know working from home doesn't mean you're with the kids. I have friends that work from home. They are constantly, like, when it's work time, it's work time. The kids can't, Mommy, I want this, Mommy, I want that. It's like,
Right.
okay, maybe it depends. It depends on your job. But
Well, not
most
a
of the time,
job
this
per
work
se,
from
but
home.
like my business. Because
Oh,
I can
okay.
blog in the house.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
just need to block out certain times. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a helicopter parent like my mom. I'm sorry, mom. You can listen. I don't
You're
want to
gonna
be
get in
that
trouble.
level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, small trouble. I don't want to be that level, but I want to be in between where I'm
Yeah.
present,
Yeah.
but I'm also active in other
Mm-hmm.
areas of my life as
Mm-hmm.
well. And it's just finding that harmony because I don't feel like life is 100% balanced. There are ebbs and flows that go with it. So for me, it's just like finding that harmony because I do want to be with the kids. I know that for sure. Yeah.
That's why a 9 to 5 didn't work for me coming here.
Right.
When we were relocating here, everyone was like, are you sure you won't just, because I'm a lawyer by profession, you won't just get like a legal job or something. But I just kept on saying, if I do, then my hours are not mine. And I
Yes.
can't manage the kids and all of that at the same time. So I
Right.
decided to just work for myself.
And now you have your own thing that is
my own
booming.
time. And my
I see your Instagram. Please shout out your Instagram, by the way.
Okay, NHCG Trichology is where you
Okay.
can find me on Instagram.
I have to put this. I'll put it on the crawler and the description box as well.
Thank
Because this is going on
you.
YouTube, you know, right?
I know, you said so.
So yeah, I just wanted to highlight some things because I touched on the topic initially. And some of the key points that stuck out to me in the sermon was that we are not regular people in our businesses because as much as we talked about, applying, having our businesses in our day-to-day lives, you could tell like it's not a regular thing what we're doing. Not everybody can make these sacrifices. You have your kids, your husband, your family, and you're running a business and you're running it really well. You guys should definitely check out my don't sleep, go and check out. But for real, we're not regular and we are not meant to work dead-end jobs. 9 to 5, I feel like kind of sucks your soul a little bit. Especially if it's a
Especially if you're
corporate
not
job.
passionate about what you're doing. It's just an end, a means to an end.
Exactly. Kills a little
I
bit of
agree.
your soul and your creativity. I'm not telling people to go and quit
To
their
quit
9 to
their
5.
job.
I beg go. But what I am saying is that you need to find that which sparks your soul and makes you alive, makes you want to get up every day, even if you do it on the side. So people do it on the side and then they replace it.
Yeah.
You know?
How I started.
that's something that I wanted to, excuse me, that's something that I wanted to do initially because I was like, I love nursing, don't get me wrong, but can I do this forever? I feel like when I got into this profession, I aged.
Mm.
I
Nursing, right?
aged. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very strenuous
I
yard.
aged. Sometimes I look at my photo, I'm like, I look like her older sister.
Wow,
you
that
know?
bad. I'm sure
That
during
bad.
COVID, those are COVID pictures, I'm sure.
Oh,
I
COVID
know.
changed the game.
Hmm.
COVID changed everything. It was like a whole new world order. And it's
Hmm.
never going back.
Hmm.
That's something that it's like people are not realizing. These masks are not going
It's
anywhere.
here to stay. Yeah.
These masks
What
are not
state are
going.
you?
I'm currently in Idaho, so I'm on contract in Idaho.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
finishing up hopefully in a few weeks. Cannot
Okay.
wait.
So
Can't wait to go back home.
this is like
But
an Airbnb.
no, this is actually a rental.
Oh,
So I just
okay.
rented a room
Mm-hmm.
and I just literally moved in this morning. Don't
Wow.
worry, I'll give you the gist off air.
Yes.
But God has
Wow.
been so faithful. And that's one of the
Oh.
things that I wanted to implement in my podcast. Uh, the essence of having God, the importance of having God in your business. It needs to be
Mm,
centered around Him because
definitely.
there are certain moves you cannot make without Him, without His
Mm.
okay, His say so, His
Mm-hmm.
voice. And some people don't listen or they hear it and they don't obey.
Mm.
Something I posted to my Instagram this morning was when God tells you to move, you move.
Mm.
It's no, but
But how?
but I had this plan, but this, but that. No, you have to get up and go. So, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with where things are going, the
Yeah.
trajectory.
Life is a marathon, not a race.
Okay.
So
Explain that, please.
life is a marathon. A marathon is a longer version of a race. If you run a marathon like a race, you get exhausted and you
Mm,
fall apart. Because a marathon, you start out slow, steady, focused. Slow, steady, focus. Lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4, up to 10 laps. By that final lap, you're racing. You're now
mm,
doing a race to the very end. But if you look at everything as a race, you're literally going to be making mistakes and and knocking things down that you didn't need to knock down because you're running life as a race, not a marathon. So I
right.
heard that long time ago and it stuck with me. One of my favorite scriptures in the whole world. Like if you're really close to me, it's one of the scriptures I quote to my friends to encourage them, my family. It's the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Time and chance happen to them all. So I love that scripture. I always used to use it
What
to
verse, what
encourage.
Bible verse is that?
I think it's in Ecclesiastes, but I don't know
Mm,
the exact
that's
place.
nice.
The race is not to the swift, the battle is not to the strong. Time and chance. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
That sounds like a poem.
I know. The Bible is very poetic, you know that.
Very poetic.
Yeah, it's Ecclesiastes 9:11. The race is
9/11.
not given to the swift or to the strong, but to the one who endures to the end. So that is the, I think, NIV version. But me, I learned
Mm.
it as a King James.
Yeah, exactly. The OG. Wow.
So, yeah.
It was
Mhm.
nice talking with you.
Same.
I really appreciate you for joining in and having a lot of patience with me, even though we had some
Technicalities.
technical issues, but we made it through.
Yes, I'm
And we're
happy.
here now. And I do hope the best for your business. I see it blossoming and growing. I mean, I can't wait to sit in your chair so you could get me together.
Yeah. I wish you and your business and this podcast the ultimate best.
Thank
I know
you.
that whatever inspired you to do this is backed by the Holy Spirit, backed by favor and more
Amen.
grace.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna let Dabs drop her handles, her social media handles once again. So you make sure you follow her on all platforms. Over to you.
Hi guys. Please follow me if you want to see more about like what I do, my work on at NHCG Trichology. TRICHOLOGY at NHCG Trichology. I actually started a podcast which I've been quite inconsistent with called The War on Hair Loss.
Okay.
And I launched that in July. And the goal was to have an episode a week. But I don't know who I was kidding because I forgot that my schedule is crazy. So right now I think I've done like 4 episodes or 5 with different guests, and I think I have 1 solo episode. So but my plan now is to try and do at least 2 episodes a month. It's just a podcast to inspire people that are dealing with hair loss, and people who know people that are dealing with hair loss, or people who want to prevent hair loss. So that's my way of, I guess, my way of giving back. That's my charity.
Nice. I like that. We need it. We need it for sure.
What made you start this podcast though?
So one thing I noticed when I started as an entrepreneur was that I didn't have a community. And community is what helps people to stay consistent, number one, accountable, and to feel like they're not alone. Because the entrepreneur's journey can be very lonely. You feel like you're the only one going through it.
Right.
So it was a community. I wanted to build a community for women to come together and just share ideas, bounce ideas off of each other, encourage one another to keep going, keep pursuing your passions, and keep striving for better, because if you can dream it, you can do it. So that was the reason why I started.
Great.
And I'm just noticing that it's like taking a life of its own. You know, now this idea is dropping in the bucket. Boop. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do that. And it's just like, wow.
That's how it happens. Once you step out on faith.
Exactly.
It's just like wings in your sail, like you just keep going.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's how it happens.
That was the reason for me. And I appreciate you for sharing. And guys, make sure you follow her, and we will catch you on the next episode. Let's say bye to Dabs.
Bye.
Bye.